Todd McFarlane, can you guess what time it is? Nope, that's not right. It's not Tooth 30. It's Tiffy time with Tiffany Stratton, WWE Mattel Ultimate Edition.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Ultimate Edition unboxing and review. And today, what time is it? It's Tiffy time with Tiffany Stratton WWE Ultimate Edition. But for all your Tiffany Stratton needs and everything else wrestling related, hit up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Got to get the deal out there. And of course, going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And Tiffany Stratton, no stranger. We've had elites. We've had main events. Now we got ultimates. Can we get a LJN style figure, Todd McFarlane? Why am I asking Todd McFarlane about Mattel business? I have no idea. But I am. There you go, Todd. But we'll see what happens in the future for Tiffany Stratton. Of course, her future's so bright, she should be wearing shades, as she is the current champion, of course, as we do know. The longest reigning WWE champion, I believe, as of this moment of filming here. So a lot of good stuff going on with Tiffany Stratton, but is there a lot of good stuff going on with her Ultimate Edition? We're going to find out right now. And of course, typical Ultimate style packaging here. Big window box. Tiffany Stratton on the front. Ultimate, of course. 8 and up, you 7-year-olds, you definitely can't handle Tiffany Stratton. Trust me. Now, me as a 7-year-old, I could. Very easily. Easily, Todd. I would have no issues. But most 7-year-olds can't handle Tiffany Stratton. It's 8 and up on this one here. Your mileage may vary, of course, if you're like me, and Todd too, Chalupa Todd, of course, as we know him as. Ultimate Edition right there. Tiffany Stratton looking only like a Tiffany Stratton could look. WWE logo up top. Tiffany Stratton over there. Then, of course, on the back, we get the blurb of the individual. We get the blurb of the action figure or the glamour shots, whatever you want to call it. But we got blurbs, all kinds of stuff. Tail of the tape. Let's see what it says about our friend Tiffany Stratton. 5'7" from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Beautiful this time of year. How many times you think in her life Tiffany Stratton went to the Mall of America? What do you think? 50, 100, 1,000 times? I believe she was from like Prior Lake, Minnesota, which is a beautiful suburb. Beautiful this time of year. I've been there many a time. But I wonder how many times you think she went to the Mall of America. Any guesses down there? Is there any guesses? Maybe we should try to get a pool together and do like a giveaway or something. We could put it in the comments. Everybody takes their guess how many times. And then I just repeatedly bombard Tiffany Stratton in all forms of social media every single day. And I say, Tiffy, I'm looking for help here. I'm running this contest on my YouTube channel. I know you've heard of it. You subscribe to both channels. I get it. But I want to know, how many times would you guess, if you had to put a number to it, how many times did you go to the Mall of America? And then one of you guys or gals out there could win a fabulous prize. Let's put that in the to-do list, Todd McFarlane. Write that down, of course. Finisher, the prettiest moonsault ever. Career highlights, WWE Women's Champion, NXT Women's Champion. What time is it? I think that joke's run its course in this video, I would say. It's Tiffy time. After winning the Women's Money in the Bank match in 2024, Tiffany Stratton cashed in her briefcase on the first SmackDown of 2025, becoming the WWE Women's Champion and ushering in the prettiest era ever in WWE. How about that? How about that? Getting it done, I guess. 2025 champion is still holding strong as of filming right now, once again. So shout out to Tiffy time. See you later. Goodbye. Plastic Prison, not a ton of stuff with this one here. There is twist ties, though, thankfully, Todd McFarlane, for you. Looking interesting, but I got to be honest here. This is almost like a regular elite. I mean, you get a normal kind of a set of hands here. 2 extra sets of hands, to be honest. Now, the extra head, we do get that. We just recently got that with Lola Vice in Elite Series 120. So we do get extra heads a time or two. And obviously, we do get championship title belts, as we do know, in the Elite line. Now, we don't get a championship title belt with this one because he wasn't champion quite yet. But we do get the Money in the Bank briefcase. So kind of akin to an accessory, a title belt, something like that. So I don't know. It truly is ultimate, though, because of, obviously, the articulation. But not terribly far off of an elite, to be honest. See you later. Goodbye. Goodbye, scissors. One lone twist tie almost escaped me. Not going to let that happen. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. But whoa, Tiffy time, not messing around in the chest department, that's for sure. We'll get into that here in a second, of course. And of course, we're going to start with the hands here. 2 gripping hands right out of the package, ready to go. Looking very good. Now, she does got the Randy Orton female variety hands right here. It is truly Tiffy time. Sure, we're going to see these with Blake Monroe in the future whenever she gets a figure. Wouldn't be shocked to see these same hands going on with her. And then she's going to tell you what you're going to do, brother. She's got the finger pointing hands right here. Truly celebrating, of course, Tiffy time. She was a gymnast in a former life as well, so I'm sure she's put up that #1 a time or two. Or maybe she joined the Bloodline and I missed out on that episode of SmackDown. Who knows? But we do got those hands there. We do get the Money in the Bank briefcase. Always cool to get the briefcase. And I like how the briefcase now, and it's been years now. I don't know, 5 years? What is time once again? But a lot of the superstars do give their own interpretation of course, the briefcases. They make it their own. And this does open up for those wondering. But she made it her own with her own color pattern. It's got like the purse going on right here. She's just days away from putting a chihuahua inside this thing, I do think. But it does say Money in the Bank, Tiffy time, WWE logo. Looking very good, making it her own. Not a bad piece of business here, like the strap in the pink. So making it Tiffany specific is what that is. And it's very cool to get all these Money in the Banks specific there. But now we're going to dive in to Tiffany Stratton. And Tiffany's one they've struggled with the head sculpt so far. I think the Elite in the main event, and we just got a recent main event sitting right over there. I haven't unboxed it yet. So we'll get to it on the channel eventually. But they've really struggled with some of those heads. I will say this one out of the package is a little bit better. I will say she does have a little bit of a likeness to a modern day, not an older day, not a modern day, like right now. She's been in the news a little bit. One Brooke Hogan, daughter of Hulk Hogan, of course. She does got a little bit of Brooke Hogan in the face here. I'm just saying it. Blonde hair, long blonde hair, looking very good. Nice smiling face here, giving that $1 million smile. Got the teeth going on as well. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose and a mouth, playing those human hits with Tiffany Stratton. Second head, I got to say, second head looks more like Tiffany Stratton to me. Now, this first head, you just hand me this. I don't know if I could guess this is Tiffany Stratton. I'd say, give me 12 guesses. That's what I would say, and I would probably get it. Give me 3 guesses on this one, and I would get this one for Tiffany Stratton. This one looks a lot more like her. I think it's the eyes and nose, a little bit more determined on this one. This is definitely the head sculpt I will be using with this one here. This looks just like Tiffany Stratton. This one, still better than previous main events, but not quite there. This is the one. So I don't know if we've had an Ultimate or an Elite in this long. Well, actually, the Lola Vice, once again. I don't think we've had figures outside of that Lola Vice that have been so differently distinct in the head sculpt variety where I'm not 100% sure who it is right here, and then I know right away who this is right here. You can even tell me this is Ash by Elegance. Once upon a time, Dana Brooke, you could almost look like for that head there. So very interesting in the head variety here, and we all love a couple of extra heads from Tiffany Stratton right there. But looking good in the hair on both of the figures here. Even some bangs going down in the front. You do got sculpted in jewelry around her neck. You got the kind of the choker collar with her gear there. Does have nice kind of raised sculpt on her back there, on the back of her bra, I guess whatever you want to call it there. You got the forearm looking very good in the nice green color. Got the purple. Just a very, very like Las Vegas showgirl kind of colors is what it reminds me of. Looks very, very nice all the way up to her top here. And of course, there's a lot to talk about on the top up here. Of course, the color combination going on, but very chesty, I guess to put it mildly here. What do you think, Todd McFarlane? You're not into that kind of stuff? Good for you, Todd. Good for you. But it does look interesting here. Of course, she has had some work done since her start in NXT. So they're out there. They're out there being shown to the world. We know how it goes. But looking very good. I do like the attention to detail right here. They gave her belly button ring. So that's nice attention to detail by the Mattel team. The top and the trunks do match each other here. Kind of has a Mardi Gras type theme to it as well. I guess Las Vegas, Mardi Gras. It's a party wherever you go, of course. Down into the knee pads there looking good. The gold boots looking nice as well. Very cool uniform outfit on her. And obviously it should be. They're depicting what she wore in the ring, as we know. But it does look very, very good. Now, articulation, arms go all the way around for us. We got the butterfly shoulder, bicep cut, double jointed, pinless elbows. Playing all the hits right here. Playing the hits. Hands removable, back forth, side to side. Head removable, back forth, side to side. A little bit limiting. Of course, when you get the braids down in the front and a braid down in the back, it does limit things a little bit there. Now, the hula hoop up top, we got a lot of extra articulation on this one. And I believe, if I remember back to San Diego Comic-Con, This is the first figure with this articulation. I think it's very similar to the Wolverine Gamerverse Marvel Legends we just recently unboxed on the channel here, but you do got a big dumbbell joint up top, plenty of movement up top there, but also down at the waist, plenty of movement. So you're getting a lot of different looks, twists, and turns in the articulation here. Great for figure photographers and people that need that extra articulation. Gives you a lot more movement on the figure instead of being a little bit limited like we've seen with other ones. So very cool to get new things with these toys. You get new ankles, you get the foots, you get a lot of different stuff over Mattel over the last couple of years as far as articulation goes. And they continue to change up the game a little bit, as we saw right there. One of the things that was a big change for the Ultimate Edition line was the drop-down hips. We do get that with this one here as well. Leg goes up for the big boot, thigh cut. Double jointed knees. Now, are they pinless or pinned? I'm going to try to find out. Now, doesn't matter to me on this one because the knee pads cover everything up, so it doesn't really matter, and it is pinless. So I would have no problems if they went pinned on this because it's covered either way. It doesn't matter to me. That's how I do justify those things. Boot cut right there. You do get the ankles a little bit back and forth, a little up and down. Of course, the toe articulation. Side of the boots does say TS. I wonder what that stands for. TS Aggressor. Oh, shout out to TS Aggressor, one of the Midwest professional wrestling legend, TS Aggressor. Shout out to him, of course. Trained by one Kurt Hennig and Brad Reagan. So a lot of good DNA in TS Aggressor. What? Well, he's from almost Minnesota border. Okay, he says it's Tiffany Stratton. He's probably right. You're probably right, Todd McFarlane. I should never doubt you. But this Tiffany Stratton actually better than I expected it to be. So that's always a good thing. I like this figure a whole lot. I like the new articulation. I like the uniformity of the gear. I think the top looks amazing up here. There's a lot of good stuff. Not a huge fan of this head sculpt, but this one knocks it out of the park, and me personally at least. I will switch it over to this one, and this is a very nice Tiffany Stratton, one of the better female figures this year. When I do a final year-end top 5 or top 10, we'll see, female figure list, have to imagine this one's going to place in there somewhere. So stay tuned for that, of course. And of course, where did Tiffy go? She's right over here. And there's the last one, her Elite here. I will say once again, looking very Brooke Hogan-y on this one as well. I do like the pink and white gear on this one. It does look very nice. But nice improvements here with the Ultimate Edition, and we wouldn't have it any other way. We need the improvement in the Ultimate Edition, of course. So not a bad piece of business right here is one Tiffany Stratton. I guess I did mention her earlier. How about Blake Monroe, Mariah May? We could stick her over here as well. Who knows? Maybe a future opponent here in the next year, 2 years. What is time? We'll wait and see what happens. Maybe a future tag team. You never do know. But there it is, Tiffany Stratton Ultimate Edition. Be interested to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments down below on this one. Gonna pick it up? Gonna pass? Gonna long game? Gonna no game? What's your story? What you gonna do with this Tiffany Stratton? And how many times you been to the Mall of America in Minnesota? I've probably been at least 50 times in my day. 50 times. Easily. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to both YouTube channels. Of course, hit up SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, TheKylePetersonShow@gmail.com. Of course, The Kyle Peterson Show, my weekly podcast every single Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found. And check out YouTube channel memberships and Patreon for even more content. So for Tiffany Stratton Ultimate Edition, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
For me.